Blue Water CRM, cloud-based CRM software specifically designed for collection agencies, debt buyers, and sellers. Let's log in. As you can see, we are logged in as administrator, super user, or supervisor. And in today's video, we are going to go over remote office or remote access. Now, I want to differentiate. Let's just scroll down, go to department, and I want to differentiate between a department, which we see here. Here's some of our departments that are listed, and a remote office. Okay, you look at the department. Departments are systems, people, and employees that get access to the main Blue Water CRM software. It's designed for full access. You get controls, you get to manage queues, and you get to share information more readily. There's another function called Remote Office, which I'm going to click on. And Remote Office simply means that you have a remote office not included in your topology. Now, you could have a department in New York, you could have a department in California, in India, Europe, it doesn't matter. You can have an office wherever you want that can get access to the system. And those are considered departments with employees. The thing you need to remember with departments is that you get to share information and the system is not closed to all of these different types of users. Now, there's another function which we've created called Remote Office. And Remote Office is designed for exactly what it sounds like, a remote office. But what we've done with the remote office capabilities, we severely pared down what a manager in a remote office can do and what a collector can do. And what this means is you get more granular control without having to remember every aspect of the remote access employee. So let's just take a look at, so here's the remote offices that we have. You can add, edit, you can delete, you can see the name of a particular remote office. You can view employees, view employee activity. You can see who the manager name is. And this looks very similar to the department setup. So if I click on view employee activity, I can see all the activities for any employee within that remote office. First party conversation, second parties, DNC, any other type of communication. The employee activity will give me that, and I can run it by date range, either by the entire department, remote office, or by an individual employee. If I go to view employees, I can click on view employees and I can see a list of the current employees that are here. So this employee's name is Rem1 and first name Rem1, second name Rem1, and so on. You can see their email address. Over here, you can see their user access. So you see two different types of access, a user level 6 and a user level 5. Now these IDs are specific to remote offices. If you recall, if you had a chance to review departments and department employees, they can be set up in a number range from anywhere from 1 all the way up and through 4. 5 and 6 are reserved strictly for remote access. A 6 would be a manager, and a 5 would be a collector. You can see the name of the remote office. You can see if they're logged in or not. You can reset their password if they forget it, and you can reset their password if they're logged in. Now, if one of these was set to yes, meaning I was logged in, you would see a Y here and there'd be a reset right here. The system locks down users when they try to get access to the system from another location. So if I am sitting at a computer, I log in, the logged in gets set to yes, and it locks that username and ID and password from getting access from any other system. It's a way to make sure that that employee is using his ID or her ID, and they're only getting access to what they should be getting access to. If I click reset, I can reset that, and it will reset their access, not their password. So if they remember their password, they can log in. If they have a password reset and they forgot their password, you can simply do that right here. One of the key things to know is that a number 5 user cannot reset their own password. So if they lock themselves out, if they forget to log out, they must contact a number 6 manager or one of the super users in the main system to get their password reset. It's a critical component and it makes sure that it's completely locked down and they have to make a request to have that access fixed. If I click on edit, you see a very similar setup to what we had for a regular employee. You can see a user ID. You can see this user is set to 6. I can also set them to 5 to a collector. I can, which I highly recommend, suggest that you choose which states they can get access to. If it's in Canada, what province, any particular customers that they should have access to, any buyers, and are their dashboards going to be displayed? Meaning, when they take a payment, will the entire company be able to see that? So we click yes here. So one of the things I just want to draw your attention before we leave is California, Connecticut, and Colorado have all been placed as yes, meaning that when this manager, which is the number 6, and logs in, they will only be able to see the information for California, Connecticut, or Colorado. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to scroll down. I'm going to log out. Okay, so now I'm going to log in, but this time I'm going to log in with remote office credentials. So I'm going to put in, I'm going to click login. Okay, as you can see, I am logged in to a very familiar screen. Now, this particular screen is for the manager of a remote office. If you notice, it looks very similar to if you logged in as a department, as a super user, as a manager or supervisor. But you can see that here's the search screen, which is identical. But on the left-hand side, you can see that the amount of links that are possible have been severely diminished. There's not a ton here. They're very specific ones. And we designed the remote office aspect of this for where you have large scale call centers. Let's say you have 150, 200, 300 employees sitting in another country or a complete another area where you simply want them to be either dialing for customer service or taking inbound calls. This component allows them to handle a high volume of calls, but not necessarily get into the day-to-day operations of running reports, creating queues, managing within the system. So it's significantly pared down. So on the left-hand side, I'm just going to click Expand All, and you can see there's Audit Monitoring. You click on that. This will tell you all of the mouse clicks that have happened. You can see right here that this person, REM1, had searched for this account number. You can review queues. You can see the 3 employees. You only see the 3 employees that belong to here. You can see that they've been assigned a total of 8 accounts. You can review checks. You can review collections by employee. You can review credit cards by employee, by input, by exception. For an exception in this is actually bounces or declines. You can search for a debtor, and which is the main screen. Let's just go in here and just click on just right here. Let's hit search data. And you can see I got a return of 39 records. Just at random, let's just click this right here. When I click on this, I'm going to go to borrower information, and let's see, here's California. So this right now is telling me that our system is working. Remember when in the beginning, we said that this particular manager would only have access to California, Connecticut, or Colorado. And you can see right here, here's California, so they do have access to it. They can import a dial file. They can view the employees. Here they are. And you can see right here, when we looked on the other screen, you could see that number 6 right now is logged in. So if I was to forget to log out and I simply close my browser, I would have to contact someone at the main office to reset my password. And you can see there's a reset right here. Same thing for these. This right here is the password reset, and there is also a CFPB link. You can view unpaid commissions right here. You can view employee activity. You can view promise to pays by input, and view status info. So I can run a simple report, which you've seen on the other side. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to click Switch as Advisor. And the only reason I'm doing this is I just wanted to show you that the collectors system as well as the remote office collector have identical systems. They look exactly the same. The only thing that is different is on the manager side and their access to information. Go back here and we're back at our main screen. So you can see that the system has some nice features for remote office where they can actually manage their accounts and move them around. But there's also a significant amount of lockdown, which gives you complete control over the system. Thank you for watching this video. Each video is designed to give an in-depth overview of every single component of the system. My goal is to make you a Blue Water CRM expert. Thank you for watching.